Kenma's story is one of the most inspiring and unique characters of the many players in Haikyuu. It talks about a boy who started as an unmotivated and frankly lazy kid who wanted to spend most of his times playing games rather than going outside until his friend Kuro introduces him to the sport of volleyball. Even though he didn't give it his all in the beginning, he started becoming gradually better as time progressed. He barely got through warm ups and practice until he started to imagine the world around him as a giant game where he finds it more entertaining to think of than his exercises in reality. It's where he finds his comfort, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would argue that it's a great source of motivation. We all need something to fuel us to do something in life. Kenma likes to rationally think about stuff and doesn't really like to expend much energy, which his opponents try to exploit by making him move around constantly and draining his energy. But again, he showed his genius by outsmarting them by telling his teammates to make purposely sloppy receipts on purpose uh, in order to win the second rally. Kenma has been shown time and time again to use his intelligence to Nekoma's advantage, uh, and he finds ways to outsmart his opponents in many clever ways to help others and win matches. Nekoma couldn't be a great team without its players, managers, and coach. And if Kenma is the brain, then Yamamoto is the brawn. Kenma and Yamamoto is like the sun and moon. While Kenma mostly relies on intelligence, Yamamoto is mostly dependent on pure guts. Both of these people can often be seen butting heads and arguing a lot until it comes to a head, when both of them are so angry with each other's ideas of playing volleyball, they started fighting with each other, and it got broken up. After this moment, they each started to reconsider their feelings and the things they said to each other on that day, and they slowly reconciled, from which they learned newfound respect for one another. You can't be a good volleyball player without rational thought, strategy, strength, and skill, and these are definitely needed. And well, Kenma and Yamamoto learn from each other's habits in training exercise, which is a nice development because he's kinda introverted and not really good at communicating, so it's nice to see him being able to learn from others, and being better at talking to people isn't easy, but progress is progress. And one of the most wholesome moments in Nekoma's team bonding was when Kenma had to help train another player named Haiba Liev, who gets better at volleyball despite uh, helping him train. Despite his antisocial behavior, he tries to help Liev play and practice to become a better player. And it was honestly heartwarming to see, and it's funny to see him trying his best to teach Liev. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because as a setter, he's the strategist of his team, and the coach often tasks him to look after players who are kind of lacking in some skill and need a helping hand. And he definitely delivers. In time, Liev gradually gets better at the receives and spiking, for instance. And it proves to me that not only Kenma is capable of developing himself, but others around him. He genuinely cares about his friends, and that what makes him a good person and an excellent teammate. Despite all of his challenges, he gets over them and he solves them despite being slightly lazy, and it's better made by his teammates who praises Kenma for trying um, his best to talk to others. Now let's talk more about Kenma's strategy, his genius, if you will. At At play, he's seemingly able to turn the competition on its head. There's many factors to that, um, such as his team's good coordination and his tactics and strategy, and being able to adapt quickly to face new challenges, which just goes to show how far he and his team has gone in terms of character development and overall growth, both as individually and as a team. The road to a powerful uh, team was not easy. They had to deal with many strong opponents, but through it all, they each have found a purpose, meaning, and fun. And most importantly of all, they found great teamwork through friendship. Nekoma wouldn't have gotten so powerful without Kenma's genius, Yamamoto's determination, Kuro's great leadership, and so many others. Volleyball is truly a sport you can't play alone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope all of you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video. Goodbye and take care.